So this is a video I don't want to do, but I think is necessary. Artificial intelligence, robotics, automation. Humans are setting up their own trap, their own enslavement, their own death. And the worst part is that in Silicon Valley, they don't even see this. They're just pushing forward, thinking it's cool, thinking it's okay, thinking it's the future, thinking it's necessary. But we're just pushing forward to our own control. I believe there will be a time that humans will be ruled by robots, by artificial intelligence. We're gonna have robot politicians, robot this, robot that. And as time progresses, it's gonna be more and more control from the automation, more control from the artificial intelligence, right? And less human control. So over time, we as humans are losing control. And it's almost inevitable. That's just the way things have to go. Because us humans, we make a lot of mistakes, a lot of errors, right? And when things get automated, right, the rate of error gets reduced, and obviously things get more safe. And then not only that, but there is the capitalistic background to all this, and the military control as well. So just to give you an example, if China is doing X, Y, or Z with robotics, if we don't compete, we're going to be left behind, and then they're going to end up owning the world and controlling it. So we have to, by default, compete with them to win that race, right? So it's like we have no choice. And the thing is, it's humans have no choice, right? I mean, we can choose to stop all this and slow things down, but what if you got a country that is developing all these things, this technology underground, you know? It's a weapon. And it's a very dangerous weapon. And I believe this robotics and artificial intelligence will one day be used to enslave us or eliminate us, one of the two. Because once it becomes smarter than us, then what's the point of having us around? We're just going to be a stumbling block. They're going to view us like we view ants, right? And we're just going to be the pets of the robots, right? And if we stand in the way, then who knows what's going to happen, right? So at some point, we're going to be the rival to robots, and they're going to win, because they're going to have all the knowledge that they need, and we're not going to be able to compete. That's the way I say it. It's very sad. It seems very sad, Um, but that just looks like the way we're going headed towards. And the way I see it is, as time progresses, artificial intelligence will learn our habits, know what we do individually, and then I believe what's gonna happen is it's gonna act like a snake, viewing us or understanding us until the point where they can overtake us overnight, right? That's the way I see it. Um, and it's gonna come at a time where we don't see it coming, right? So we're making everything digital, right? So we're making the electrical system digital. We're making I guess the internet grid is gonna end up being digital. Everything that we use around us is gonna end up being digitalized, right? And at some point, the I believe, is gonna take control of all these systems that we use. And the way I see it is, we're gonna have control over it, quote unquote, until the day comes that the AI says, okay, now you no longer have control over these systems. Now I have control. And then they take us as hostage, right? And yeah, it would be a very sad thing where we would have no control over it, and then it makes us their slaves. I mean, humans don't understand, those crazy scientists at Silicon Valley, they don't understand what they're doing. We're just forging our way to total slavery. And it's a very sad future if you view it this way. And of course, these videos, I present things as I see them. I've thought about this for many years. I don't think there's any other way to this. Because thing is, if we don't compete, like I said, with China or other countries to improve this technology, then they're gonna have the technology that enslaves us, right? And so, like capitalism, like innovation, there is no solution to it. It's just like the inevitable thing that has to happen. And I mean, the other possible solution would be if all countries got together and would work together and would try to use the technology in a very controlled manner. But then again, that's very difficult because humans are very divided. So I don't think that's gonna happen because countries are divided, obviously, for different reasons. And yeah, I guess divide and conquer. artificial intelligence is gonna take over humans through that path, through that line, through divide and conquer. We're already divided, all the countries in the world. We have different languages, different ideas, different religions, different economic systems, and so on. So we're already divided, and artificial intelligence will use that as an opportunity to take control over us, right? So it's it's a very sad thing. You know, you go to stores, they put these automatic kiosks, right? They eliminate workers, they reduce their costs, and then after that, they're able to reduce the prices in their stores, right? And then this other company does the same thing, but then they improve those kiosks and then eliminate more workers to cut costs further, right? And then lower prices even further than the other company. And it just keeps going down that line. It keeps progressing until you have a business or a company that has no workers and or very few, right? In order to be able to cut costs as much as they can and have the lowest prices, right? And we just keep going down that line without any control, without any thought to where it leads to, right? And it may seem a slow process to some or a quick process to others, but nonetheless, it is moving in that direction, right? If you see how the Amazon warehouses work nowadays, you got these robots working in darkness, picking up products, right? All automated to get you your items shipped, right? And there's companies dedicated to building these machines to ship it out to these companies, different companies, so that they can automate their processes, right? To reduce their costs so that eventually they can reduce prices. We're basically replacing ourselves, and it's a sad thing. It's a very sad thing. And if you combine that with what some billionaire elites are talking about, they're trying to quote unquote reduce emissions and reduce your carbon footprint and all this crap. They are pushing towards that in a different way, right? And some are pushing towards depopulation, which is even crazier. Because on one side we got automation and robotics, which is happening, and then on the other side you have some billionaire elites pushing towards depopulation. So by default, eventually the robotics is gonna win. The AI is gonna is going to win over us and control over us, right? It's a very complicated subject because it has to do with lots of different moving parts in our economic system, right? And it's almost like a necessary thing. We do need, of course, we do need to improve the ways on how we do things. Sure, innovation. But there will come a time, maybe that time is already, of course, where it starts affecting us, right? The automation and the robotics, the AI. It's no longer going to be a friend to us, quote unquote. It's just going to become an enemy, and we're going to be enslaved to it. Yeah. Anyways, make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. Watch my other videos. Have a good night.